welcome to Worth Mending. I'm Alicia, and today I'm here with Scott, who I'm going to be interviewing all about what he does here at Worth Mending, which is a lot. We're going to be jumping all around Quartz Lab, which is the community makerspace where we make all of our stuff, showing you the different tools and jigs and rooms that are involved in making our Swift Darning Looms. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm the production manager here at Worth Mending. Mostly that involves managing myself, which is a very difficult task. I love working with my hands and actually making the looms, but I also do the design of all the processes, the CAD work, and the scheduling. Over the last 4 years, we've made a lot of changes to our process in order to go from making about 100 looms a year to making almost 1,000. The improved process has made our workflow a lot more efficient while allowing us to continue making a high quality and consistent product. One of our most recent process changes has transformed the way that we make work surfaces. We have to cut this special profile so that it fits with our loom body and holds together as you darn. The way we used to make them involved a lot of steps on the router table and a lot of sanding in order to get curves nice and smooth. But then we realized that we could get router bits made in whatever profile we want. So I designed this bit that cuts the exact profile we want and can accommodate slightly different thicknesses of repurposed wood. This turns many steps that used to be done by hand on a router table and a lot of sanding to 2 steps on the CNC router, and then just a tiny bit of finish sanding. I'm bending the curve on the end of our hooks, bending it from our stainless steel blanks that have been squished on the end. They're made out of used bicycle spokes that we sourced from a local wheel building school. It's really important for us to use repurposed materials. I'm using this fairly new jig that I recently designed and custom machined. So this is the second last step of forming these hooks. And the last step is to bend the handles using this jig. And this is my favorite jig because it was the first jig that I redesigned for larger scale production. The first version was designed and made by Alicia's dad for our first batch, and while it was great, it didn't wear very well. So I redesigned it and had it laser cut out of abrasion resistant steel, and it's done great since.
How many hooks?
Tens of thousands of hooks on it, and it's still great. Most parts of the Swift Darning Loom are made from repurposed hardwood furniture. We typically use tables and dressers because those give us a high yield of thick, flat pieces. Most often we find these out on garbage day when we're out for a walk, or sometimes friends will send us curb alerts when they see something nice. One piece that we weren't able to make out of repurposed materials is the base. Instead, we use high quality birch plywood, which allows us to get very consistent results when we want to do a very small section like these points. We do a lot of problem solving around here, and often that involves changing the order that we do things to optimize. We had Alicia's sister doing the engraving of our logo and the Made in Kitchener on the bottom at this stage when they're already cut out. She got very annoyed with having to perfectly place them, and some of them were upside down, some of them were backwards. So she said, why can't I do this when they're in a long strip? That did seem like a great idea, so I made a new jig that would hold them in position. They're less flimsy when we're engraving them, and also you can easily give them a quick sand to take off the extra char from the laser. I made this custom spool winder to wind this cotton yarn that we include for warping in our darning and weaving bundles. We also source some beautiful short color change yarn from local dyers, which is great for darning. We wind all of these onto these little spools that we laser cut out of repurposed cardboard boxes, as we do for all of our packaging. Having access to the laser cutter also opened up the possibility of offering to engrave custom messages on the bottom of the looms, which people love for adding a personal touch to the loom or making a gift extra special. I'll show you in front of my heart. This is a silly one, but one thing I think everyone should know about the Swift Darning Loom is that when we were first designing this, we were very obsessed with making sure the hooks flip back and forth very easily. Then years later, when we finally had a chance to hold one of the original sheet metal ones, we found that the hooks were actually quite stiff. What I really think people should know about the Swift Darning Loom is that it is very easy and straightforward, and you can get beautiful results even after only a couple darns. So please pick it up right away, check out our tutorials, get started, and we're sure you'll love it.
That's the tour.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
And if you have any further questions for Scott, drop them down in the comments and maybe we'll do another one of these.